Yes, is it a little bit early for us to be streaming and answering questions? It is, but it is my anniversary today. It's the big number 6. So I told the fiance, you know what? I won't live stream late tonight. We can actually go and look at some pumpkins. Ooh, I'm going to love looking at these pumpkins. And I'll answer your questions earlier in the morning. But, of course, not only am I live right now answering questions, I'll be live Sunday morning, even during the London game. So I'd love if you came out. Most people don't come out in the London game streams. And I can probably answer your questions and answer a bunch of free ones at the same time. I'll see you there. Just make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. But let's go ahead and let's check this out for Matrix. Trading Gibbs, Kamara, Pickens for Judkins and Puka. Gibbs to Puka, lateral move depending on your team situation if you need points right now, or if you can go ahead and look for long-term upside. And then Pickens to Judkins, lateral move up to you're paying Alvin Kamara to get it done. So realistically, as I look at this, I think it's going to be a very fair trade and just on your plate. If I was sitting here and I had a winning record where I'm super excited about the playoff stretch, there's probably more upside on the Puka side. If you were 2-4, however, I don't necessarily know if you could afford to go out there and trade for Puka. So it's just going to be dependent on your team situation. Now let's move this over to our next question. It's going to be one of those free questions from Ethan. If y'all are confused on how you can get free questions for the stream, I know I say it in every single video, but obviously it's the Underdog offer. Just go use promo code FLOCK on Underdog Fantasy. After you play your first $5, you're going to get $100 added into your account. And on top of that, you'll get a free Michael Penix selection, higher, lower, half a total yard for tomorrow's game. Underdog Fantasy is the #1 app in the App Store because 1, they are an incredible app. 2, they're available in almost every state. And 3, because they have the best promos on the planet at the moment. Code FLOCK will get you both of those and free questions for these live streams. All you got to do is after you sign up or before, it doesn't really matter. Just whenever you use promo code FLOCK on Underdog Fantasy, the next morning, Underdog Fantasy is going to send me a CSV that has your email address on it. I will take that CSV, upload it on flockfantasy.com. Then any account on flockfantasy.com that has the same email address as an account on Underdog Fantasy that used promo code FLOCK and made a $10 deposit will be automatically accredited with those free questions. So if you have any additional questions or if you have any confusion with that, you can always go ahead and shoot an email to support@flockfantasy.com. Now, Ethan is looking to start Mike Evans or Ladd McConkey. I'd play it safe and go with Ladd. Evans as a game time decision in a Monday night game. There's no reason to risk it. I would only play Mike Evans as if he is cleared to go before that Chargers contest. Now, EJ Ellison, here we're looking at Vidal, Kamara, DJ Moore, Ayo Manor. I would never consider the wide receivers. It's Alvin Kamara or Kamani Vidal. I'm going to go with Kamara. I'm not the biggest Vidal guy. I think a lot of his production last week was due to the fact that he had just the best matchup you could possibly ask for against the Miami Dolphins. Okay. Now, S. Russ Bus, here running back. I'm going to be taking Zach Charbonnet over Michael Carter, Spears, and Algier, playing more snaps and seeing more touches than Kenneth Walker. We play George Kittle at tight end, and then we're going to go with Marvin Harrison in the flex. Now, Kai Fly says, hey, Mason, need a flex. Lean and Matthew Golden, thank you. Thank you, my friend. Our alternative is Devonta Smith. If you look at the projections that you currently have on Underdog, they are very, very close, and it is pretty much just going to be up to you here. I wouldn't fault you if you wanted to go either way. Can we get some help in the live chat? What side would you rather have? Would you rather have Matthew Golden or would you rather have Devonta Smith? Golden or Smith? Please let me know. We got Golden. Golden's playing against Arizona, where you have Devonta Smith playing against Minnesota, just in case anybody did not know. We got Golden, Smith, Golden, 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 Smith, Smith, Golden. For me, I really do think it's up to you. Again, go over and you look at the projections at the moment. At least whenever I checked this an hour ago, they were almost identical. Devonta Smith, higher lower 9.25 points on Underdog, higher lower 49.5 receiving yards. Matthew Golden, on the other hand, is higher lower 47.5 receiving yards, higher lower 9.25 points. So they project to literally be the exact same. So I think it's up to you. I would go with Devonta Smith, but I'm a little bit biased. I actually really like him as a player. And I honestly like the Eagles because everybody else hates him. Now, Speedy here for the 2 flex spots. We have no Wilson. We have no Pearsall. We have no Kincaid. Oh, dear God. Who the hell are you supposed to start? I guess you go Kayshon Boutte and maybe Tyler Algier. If DeAndre Swift would have missed, you could have gone Kyle Monangai, but sounds like Swift's going to play. AL Money, quarterback, give me Drake May over Jared Goff. Tight end, give me Tucker Kraft over Travis Kelce. And then for the flex, give me Quentin Johnston over Jameson Williams. Now, White Mamba, here we need 2 flex spots. We're going to take the combo of Pittman with the banged up Downs. And then your other one, dear God, Jerry Jeudy looks horrendous in this setup. I may actually play Nick Chubb over Jerry Jeudy and Jalen Coker. If you're looking at what we have with Jeudy, the weather's horrendous, the wide receiver's horrendous, and the offense is horrendous. Now, Plato, I actually did just move George Kittle ahead of Jake Ferguson in my tight end rankings this week because you did have Kittle clear to go on Friday. So with him being clear to go so early in the week, I don't really have much hesitation. Now, Gabe Miller, quarterback, we play Mahomes. Running back, we're going to go with the combo of Jacobs and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Wide receiver, we take Lamb, Marv, Worthy. Tight end, we're going to go Tyler Warren. And then in the flex between Kamani Vidal and Keenan Allen, I probably pivot to go Vidal since Quentin Johnston's been fully removed from the injury report. Now, Swollen Air trading Rico Dowdle for A.J. Brown. Right now at running back, we have Achane, Tajee Spears, and Isaiah Davis. So because you would be forced to start Spears if you make this trade, I would just go ahead and keep the running back, my friend. I have A.J. Brown ahead of Rico Dowdle in our rest of season rankings, but if Tajee Spears would then all of a sudden be your RB2, how the hell am I going to tell you to trade away Rico Dowdle? Now, Green Daddy trading Derrick Henry, Ramondre Stevenson. I'm sorry, Derrick Henry for Ramondre and Brees. Right now, we're starting Bam Knight and Isaiah Pacheco this week. If you had a losing record, I'm completely fine with you making this pivot and getting some running back depth. I think realistically, if Brees Hall ends up getting dealt from the Jets, you probably win this. If Brees Hall stays in New York Jet, it's probably going to be the Derrick Henry side. But, I mean, clearly you need people to put in your lineup. You need some depth at running back. Now, as Drown It, here at running back, I would play Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt over Rico Dowdle. Wide receiver, we're going to go Nico and Roma Dunze. And then in the flex, we're going to go with the combination of Dowdle and Ladd McConkey. And then I think you could go with Tetero McMillan over Dowdle in a full PPR format. You actually did have the coach in Carolina coming out and kind of straying away from the 50-50 backfield split conversation that they had earlier in the week. Okay. Now, no grit, no glory, trading Vidal J-Mo for Cortland Sutton. It's a league in which depth matters a ton. I would say in the vast majority of leagues with the vast majority of teams, it's the Cortland Sutton side easily. This one, it's a lot tougher. To be honest with you, Vidal in a 14-team start 8 format actually does hold some value. Now, Art trading Tet Kittle for Algier and Bowers. Is this actually a dynasty league? Yes, sir, it is. It's a non-tight end premium format, it says. If this is a non-tight end premium league, I would rather have Tetero McMillan and George Kittle. Andrew, here running back, you're going to play Cam Scatterbo in a full PPR. And then down in the flex, it's actually not super easy. Brian Thomas, Jordan Mason, both capable running back plays. Sorry, JCM, Jordan Mason. Brian Thomas, Quentin Johnston, both capable wide receiver options. Full PBR format, if this was my, you know what, with no Terry, with no Debo, they're going to have to give the ball to Bill over and over again. And this is a garbage defense. It's probably not going to be able to stop whatever they try to do. So, for that reason, I probably go Bill cross Kamara, but you ask me this 1,000 times and I'll give you 333 different answers. I'll answer each one of those three guys 333 times. Here, Futron, you play Dak Prescott over Baker Mayfield. Running back, we're going to play Javonte. Wide receiver, we will take. There's no way. If you put Kenneth Gainwell in the flex spot, somebody needs to check on your well-being. There's no way you put Kenneth Gainwell in your flex. I pray to God you save that for Rachaad White. And then at wide receiver, I'd play Pittman before Mike Evans if Evans isn't clear to go by the Indy game. Now, footballer, trading Goff for Baker. I'd rather have Baker. JCM to Henry, I'd rather have Henry. Kraft to Kittle, I'd rather have Kittle. And we're paying Igbuka to get it done. That's a pretty steep price to pay. Honestly, I think I go with Igbuka here, knowing that he is actually at practice today, and it seems like he's a chance he comes back before the bye. So, now, Reventurot, between Darnold, Stafford, I'm going to go Darnold with Stafford having no Puka. Running back, we take the combo of Barkley, Javonte. Wide receiver, we go JSN and Devontae Adams. And then in the flex, I'll play Rashee Rice. Actually, you go Nico Collins. Nico Collins and Rice are right there. Play either one over a running back. Offended Burrito, trading Bucky Higgins for Derrick Henry and Ridley. Higgins and Ridley are literally nothing. Jaden Higgins, that is. If it was T. Higgins, different story. This just frankly comes down to if you have a winning record or a losing record. If you have a winning record, give me Bucky Irving. If you have a losing record, give me Derrick Henry. I duck him, running back. We go DeAndre Swift over Vidal. For the flex, we're going to plan on playing Vidal. If Igbuka is clear to go by that game, you can pivot over. And then tight end, give me George Kittle. Now, Andrew, for the flex, I'll take David Montgomery over Kendrick Bourne and Harold Fannin. And then, like I said, based off the updated projections, there's just simply no way you could possibly play Bam Knight. The projections are horrendous with him. Obviously, a lot of it has to do with how bad the matchup is. Now, Uncle Fresh, running back, give me Rachaad White over Jordan Mason Dowdle. Wide receiver will take Rashee Rice. And then here in the flex, this was the same exact spot that we had with another team previous to this. And like I said, I just simply don't know. Can y'all please spam the chat? What side would you rather have? Not what side. Who would you rather start? Rico Dowdle, Jordan Mason, or Brian Thomas? It's a full PPR format. Would you rather have Dowdle, Mason, or Brian Thomas? Thomas, Dowdle, Thomas. Dowdle, Thomas. I maybe go Brian Thomas, full PPR league. Rico Dowdle if it's a half PPR, non-PPR. I just simply don't know. Okay. Now 30 rounds. Running back, we play Gibbs and Javonte. Wide receiver, we go with the combo of London and Rice. Tight end, you play Kittle. And then for the two flex spots, I'm just going to take Jordan Mason and Rachaad White because your team is so good. that I would rather just have the floor with the running back touches. Now, Mickey here with our next question. Quarterback between Caleb and Dak, I'd probably go ahead and take Dak Prescott with Lamb back in. Running back between Judkins and Jacobs, I would go with, we're going to end up playing both guys, so it doesn't matter. Wide receiver, you play Pickens, Brian Thomas. Tight end, we go George Kittle. And then here in the flex, you're going to go with Quinshawn Judkins. And full PPR, I probably play Dowdle over Ladd regardless now that you do have the big Q off the injury report. Okay. Now let's refresh this. Now, Austin P, quarterback. Purdy won't play, so you got to play Mac Jones. We have Quinshawn Judkins in at RB. We have Rome and CeeDee Lamb in at wide receiver. Kittle in at tight end, and Kyron Williams there in the flex. Now, Ryan Lynn here. Currently, we have Darren Waller, Kate Otten both in the flex spots. I hate flexing a tight end. I would really like to tell you to get one of these guys out. And I'm going to be honest with you. I know you're not going to like this, but with the weather, with how bad it looks to be in Cleveland for that Miami game, I would take Darren Waller out of here, and I would rather play Shaheed. So, yeah, give me Shaheed over Darren Waller. I understand Darren Waller's points have been phenomenal, but I mean, it has been solely, and I mean solely, off of touchdowns. Now here for the flex for EV Freeman. We have no Bucky. We have no Debo. So it's Trevion Henderson or Bam Knight. I'm actually going to go Trevion Henderson. We're going to make that pivot. Okay. Now, J2 Wavy says, could also stream Lane over Moore. Sadly, Wilson's out. I would go Bo Nix over Fields. And then here, I'd go Jacoby Myers. Yeah, I think you play Myers. And if he doesn't play, I'd play Trey Tucker. Active trading Hubbard and Mike Evans for Kenneth Walker, Zay Flowers. Evans, Flowers, back-to-back my rankings, up to you. But I'd rather have Kenneth Walker over Chuba. So, yeah, I'm going to take Walker and Flowers. I expect Lamar to be back after the bye, and I do think that you're going to be just fine with the overall offense. Now, Ronnie trading a future first for Derrick Henry. No, I would not trade a future first for Henry. Derrick Henry is not going to be worth the second-round pick come the offseason. So, like, I understand pushing to win right now, but I think if you're selling a first, you're trying to get somebody like McCaffrey. Okay. Now let's move over to our next question. Okay. The Sidekicks is full PPR debating who to start. Also, which are stashable, Coker or Miller. I need to drop one. I would rather have Miller over Coker. I'm going to see the upside if Kamara gets traded. If Kamara gets injured, I know they're saying that they're not going to trade him, but still, what's the upside with Jalen Coker? He's the wide receiver 2 for Bryce Young, even if he's a good player. And then here for quarterback, you go Justin Herbert. Wide receiver, we are going to play Devonta Smith. If you wanted to play Golden instead, I wouldn't follow you. Okay. Now, Reed says, wide receiver room has too many options in question marks. I will play Quentin Johnston, and then in the flex, you go Worthy if neither of the Tampa wide receivers have been cleared before the Chiefs game. If you had like Mike Evans cleared before the Chiefs game, or if you had Worthy cleared before the Chiefs game, then we could go ahead and pivot that direction. Okay. Now, Merck, running back. We're going to go with Vidal over Henderson and Hubbard. And then in the flex, we have no Keon. We have no Wilson. So it's like Jalen Coker. I'd play Trevion Henderson over him. And then tight end, I'm going to go Zach Ertz with no Debo and with no Terry. Hunter trading Wilson for Flowers in May. I'd very easily rather have Flowers in May with a Wilson injury. Like, what's the reason for them to rush Wilson back? There is none. Now, Case Soliner here for the flex. I think Matthew Golden's the best option. I mean, Hollywood Brown right now, it's like higher, lower, 24.5 receiving yards on Underdog. There's no way you can play Hollywood. Okay. Let's refresh this, see if we have any more questions. G-Man Plant here for the flex. We have no Debo. We have no Igbuka. I think I'd play Harold Fandon over Michael Carter. I mean, if the weather looks horrendous, actually, no, you can't do that. You got to play Michael Carter. And then Alec Aomanor, I know, is going to be somebody that people are interested about with the Ridley injury. But my thing is, like, the targets haven't been consistent. And at the same time, like, you're in the worst offense in the league. Okay. No, 48 2K. We're going to take Judkins and Jonathan Taylor. Wide receiver, we go with Rashee Rice and George Pickens. Tight end, Kittle. And then in the flex spots, you have Quentin Johnston. And then you have no Puka. So what are your options here? You go Nick Chubb and Luther Burden. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm way less excited about Luther Burden, though, because DJ Moore is going to play, so the routes aren't guaranteed. And then actually, yeah, I think we leave that as is. But let me see if I can refresh this, see if we had any more questions come in. Okay. Now, Frenchman trading Scat and Hawk for Debo and Henry. I actually just dropped TJ Hawkinson for Hunter Henry in the Flock League. And then Scat to Debo Samuel. I have Scat on my own team, and I don't care the roster. I'm easily preferring Cam Skattebo over Debo Samuel with the Debo injury. I try to sell Scat in my league, but I'm trying to sell him for like Derrick Henry, not Debo Samuel. But I think we caught up with all the questions. I know we have team reviews that we need to get through. We'll get through those team reviews tomorrow morning. We'll have a lot of time. I'll stream for 5 hours in the morning, but it's the 6-year anniversary today. So I promised the fiance we would get dinner and we would go and see some pumpkins. I promised y'all we would live stream answering fantasy questions every single day till Christmas, which is why we are here a little bit early. But of course, I'll be live streaming all day tomorrow morning. I'll be waking up about 5 hours before kickoff, and I'll be live streaming during the London game as well. So I really hope that I was able to help you out in some way here. And of course, if you wanted to check out any of these picks over on Underdog Fantasy, you can find the link to Underdog Fantasy in the description, comment section, live chat. Using code FLOCK will get you free questions for these live streams, and we're streaming every single day until Christmas, answering your questions. Plus, it'll get you $100 added into your account after you play your first 5. And on top of that, you'll get a free Michael Penix selection, higher, lower, half a total yard for tomorrow's game. Underdog Fantasy is the #1 app in the App Store because they're an incredible app, available in almost every state, and have the best promos. They've been the only sponsor of this channel for 5 years, and these are the best promos that I've ever seen them do. Yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out with us. I really hope I get to see you tomorrow morning, and I'm excited to honestly take a night off where we're not working until midnight. It's going to be nice, but much love, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see y'all in the morning.